What crafts should we make to sell in 2021? Today, I want to share with you the 4 trends that have great potential to be big in 2021. Knowing what arts and crafts are likely to be popular and big sellers in the year ahead can really put us in a good position for what is likely to be another difficult year. We saw last year that sellers that were in the right place at the right time could make some breathtakingly high numbers of sales. And actually 2020 was record-breaking on Etsy and for many sellers. Those of us who thought quickly and pivoted managed to get unimaginable sales. But we don't have a crystal ball, so how can we predict the future? Well, it's true that at this time last year we had no way of knowing how big masks were going to be. There are some tools that we can use to help us get an idea of some of the things that are likely to be hot in the year ahead. And also using this, we can make some common sense, educated guesses and hopefully get in some good places for the year ahead. What we want to be doing is thinking of a combination of what happened in the past and the trend and style guides that are out right now. Both Etsy and HobbyCraft have just recently released articles on what they think are going to trend in 2021. Now, both of these are in the super position that they can pretty much predict the trends because they make the trends. HobbyCraft, for those of you that don't know, is a big arts and crafts supply store in the UK, and they really have this power because whatever they predict to be trending, they're likely to have that at the front of the store, the first things you see when you walk in. And also, they'll put it at the aisle ends. They have the ability to push this forward, and exactly the same with Etsy. Whatever they suggest is going to trend is the things that they're going to pick out in style guides, is the things they're going to mail out to all the customers, is the things they're going to put on the front page. So it's well worth paying attention to what they think. And looking at the past, we can get an idea of when trends start. eRank's Trend Buzz, though a paid feature, is a really cool way to travel back in time and find out when trends have started, when people start searching for keyword terms at different points in the year. And the Keyword Explorer is a way to dive in even deeper, and you can see the graphs of how searches have trended over time. For example, did you know, even though of course Christmas Spikes has a lot of searches in the final quarter of the year, actually all year long there are searches for Christmas. And not just tiny, this is thousands of searches every month. And Etsy even told us that last year people started buying Christmas gifts in April. I think some people even buy it in January. They get ready for next year. So looking and combining the Etsy and HobbyCraft reports, that can give us some really good ideas. Now obviously not all of these ideas will be relevant for your shop. It's not always going to be things that you can make, but you can even think about ways how you can photograph your items. If you know a certain colour is going to be trending, you could have that as a pop of colour in the background. Or if cottagecore, fairycore, cozy is popular things, you can target your items a little more to look in with this trend. So the Pantone colours of the year, there's 2, were released, and that's a yellow and a grey. But Etsy also released its own colour of the year this year. So for 2021, the Etsy colour of the year is sky blue. And they say this feeling is to evoke freedom, health, vitality and hope. So I'm sure these are all feelings we can get behind. And what can you do to make your images feel a bit more free, vital, hopeful? Looking at these reports, I see 4 trends that we can see how we can fit into. And I also have a bonus 5th category to consider. So trend 1 is fabric, the types of fabric. Macrame, weaving, crocheting, dressmaking, knitting, embroidery. All of these are mentioned. Macrame is one of the top 3 crafts from HobbyCraft, and it's consistently high on Etsy, with eRank seeing a steady 11,000 average searches a month. This is pretty huge. But also think of cozy inside and outside clothes, luxury fabrics, and luxury fabrics for small items like hats and scarves. This is a great way to add extra value because people will pay more for a hand hand knitted pair of gloves in a luxury fabric than they will in a cheap fabric, and you might earn a higher hourly wage for making things out of more luxurious, snuggly fabrics. Also think of blankets and pillows. We're nesting again. The outside in is a big trend, so this macrame with plant holders and things, these are things that can sit behind you in your Zoom meeting with your work colleagues. And make, do and mend, upcycled things is always popular and likely to be more so. But also think of clothes patterns and tutorials how to make things. People are wanting to take up new crafts and they're wanting slightly different styles in their clothing. Trend 2 is home. Now there's quite a lot of overlap in all of these things, as you'll notice. But new home is a thing. People are moving into a new home. They've spent a lot of time in the old home and realised the limitations. So people are moving into a new home or wanting to make the home they've got feel new. So lots of DIY and improving the home. And again, nesting with fabrics, but also home office and homeschool, working from home. People want to pretty up their office space in their house, and also activities to do inside with kids, things to be seen on the Zoom call. Think about all of these things when you're targeting who you're making for. But also garden things too. People are wanting to meet friends outside, so cozy fire pits and nice warm clothes, coffee cozies, takeaway coffee cups. All these things can be huge for at least the winter and into spring. And then in the spring, people are likely to be turning to gardening as well. What kind of gardening things? Not just kind of seeds, but personalised gifts of gardening tools, planters, plant pots, even tutorials, guides for how to actually garden, because some of us don't have that green finger. Cooking and baking has been big for a few years, but it is just getting bigger and bigger. Cake decorating is in HobbyCraft's top 3, and for years, whenever you go into HobbyCraft, the cake decorating section is right there, the first thing you see, with so much stuff. And also bearing in mind that personalisation is always huge on Etsy. To have things like personalised wooden spoons, chopping boards, these are all great. Kits for baking, tutorials, recipes to help people out. Because a lot of people do want to move on from the banana bread of last year. I love banana bread. Category number 3, care. Care for people, self-care, care for animals. Lots of show people you care gift, bundles, packages, gift boxes for people. Etsy has told us they're going to start promoting Valentine's gifts in early to mid-January, so it's really time to get them out right now. And this doesn't just have to be for a partner, any kind of loved one, show people you care type gifts for Valentine's Day. Even Valentine's gifts for pets are a thing. New Year, New You is always a thing. Planners are getting bigger and bigger. Planners for health, planners for work. And now so many more people are moving into being self-employed. Planners for your business taxes, planners for scheduling what you're doing each day. Trust me, so many people are just about to learn how being self-employed involves so much more than just selling whatever you're selling. And all year, thoughtful gifts to show a friend that you're thinking of them. And quite often just now, it's being quality gifts rather than quantity. So look how you can add luxury again. Better ingredients, better packaging, just up the luxury a little bit more so you can sell less but better quality items. So yeah, less work for more money. I'm in. And the 4th category is handmade to last. We've kind of mentioned several things about this, making sure that the items are quality rather than quantity. Upcycling clothes, hand making clothes, personalised, just that little extra touch, the person's name on it or something individual to them. Luxury fabric, and also beauty in imperfections. I'm not talking about making rubbish. I'm not talking about badly made items, but they always say, for example, if you're getting pottery or something, You can see the craftsman's fingerprints in the work. It's not all perfect. There is a little bit of beauty in how the item was created. And again, knowing the creator, the master craftsman. So now is a really good time. Make sure in your Etsy shop or wherever you're selling, you put something about your personality into there. You put you as a person. If you can, videos of you making your item, pictures of you making your item, and on social media, think of that as well. You are not a big corporation. You are an individual craftsman. You take pride in that and market yourself. People are buying from you. Make sure that you're a quality brand. Take that thought right the way through. The feeling a person gets when they enter your shop, what your banner looks like, the type of your photographs, how you package your items, perhaps even a handwritten note or a printed out note with a signature on, but something that keeps that quality master craftsman brand. Think of that even when you're messaging your customers. We don't have to be all corporate, but at the same time, you don't have to be rude and very informal. And the bonus fifth category that's not mentioned really in any of these articles, but that's what I'm seeing coming up, that this is the PAM prediction, and I did pretty good last year. So PAM prediction is the career change. So kits, tutorials, help and advice. If you're already out there selling to these new people coming in, you're an expert, you're a leader, you're the person they're going to look up to. They aspire to be like you, even if you don't aspire to be like you. And don't think of this as massive competition. Crafters are bigger buyers too. They understand quality, they understand the workmanship in something, and also their friends and family are more likely to buy them crafty gifts as well. So think of the people who are changing their career into becoming crafters, and how can you not capitalize in a horrible way, but how can you help them and potentially make income for yourself? You could do something like YouTube videos or blogs where you can actually monetize them through adverts so people get your advice for free. You can sell them kits, PDFs, tutorials. You can even, when the world permits, run craft classes and workshops and retreats. So there's plenty to think over there. Let me know in the comments, has this given you any ideas, any food for thought? Are you thinking of branching into some new ranges that fit in with the type of stuff you make anyway? Or are you thinking of different photographs? What are you thinking about doing differently for 2021? In my next video, I'm going to take you step by step what I do in January to dig into my stats to set myself up for not only an awesome 2021, but for the best ever Christmas, because I make the most of my money in the Christmas period. So you're definitely going to want to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you catch this next video. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time.